studio. I'm delighted to say we've got Reverend Stuart Wilde from East Didsbury Baptist Church. A very good morning to you, sir.
Good morning. It's actually Methodist Church, Mike.
Oh, sorry, my apologies. Methodist Church. We wouldn't want to get that wrong now, would we?
Well, I'd get in trouble.
And also joining us on the line is Dr. Imran Khan. A very good morning to you.
Morning, Mike.
Thank you very much indeed for taking time to be with us. Firstly, let's start off with you, Reverend Stuart Wilde. What's going on? What are you involved in today?
Well, we're doing the big lunch, Mike. Not for the first time. It's a community lunch. It's actually originally sponsored by the Eden Project, of all people. And it's a bring and share lunch. You mentioned the lunch for 1 to 65. I think we can probably beat that. I'm pretty sure we'll have under ones, and I think our oldest will be in the 90s.
Why have you decided to do this?
It's just a great way of getting together. It's great for the community, and everybody who comes enjoys themselves. You get to know people by just sitting around and eating. And actually, it's a limited amount of trouble. It's a Methodist church, so inevitably there'll be cups of tea and coffee provided. But apart from that and some bit of washing up, people bring their own food. There's usually masses. People bring more than enough, and it's bring and share.
Dr. Khan, tell me why you decided to host an event.
Mike, the main reason why we do this is because we want to promote the Islamic teaching of being patriotic to the country that you live in. And I think this teaching has been lost, unfortunately, and that's something we want to sort of promote. And the second reason is because, 1897, the founder of our community, Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmad, may peace be upon him, he actually celebrated the Diamond Jubilee of Queen Victoria in India. And he wrote a book to mark the occasion and celebrated the occasion to really reflect on the brilliant principle of freedom of religion, which was promoted by the British Empire. And we see that today. And this, of course, is an Islamic teaching as well, which perhaps has been lost in many Islamic countries, unfortunately. So this is one thing we want to show people. And also, of course, as the Reverend has said, bring people together in the local community and just sort of enjoy the occasion. That's the main reason.
You mentioned India there. Could you tell me, what do you think, what kind of celebrations will be going on there? Because the Queen is so important to the Commonwealth.
I think throughout India, the reality is that the royal family is revered and respected. And I think there will be parties, I'm sure, especially amongst the communities where the expats have still got a strong presence. Overall, I think, the Commonwealth throughout the world, obviously a huge impact, and, these celebrations will obviously be occurring throughout the world, I think.
I asked one of our previous guests, Dr. Stuart Wilde, about keeping the sense of wonder that's going on in the next few months. How do we keep that going through the next few years? What advice would you give on that?
A sense of wonder.
Well, I think it is. Do you not think so?
Yeah, I think it's a sense of community. And I think people have got to enjoy this weekend and then think, what's been good about it? And then do it again. And it's such a big year with the Jubilee and the Olympics and Euro 2012 and all of this that's going on. And hopefully it'll be a good year for this country. And then let's build on it. Get to know one another and realise how good it is and how many good people there are in our communities and celebrate them.
What advice would you give on keeping this going, Dr. Khan?
Keeping sort of the interfaith and inter-community spirit and, conciliation going. I think it's about regularly having events like this, and that's something that we promote, the Ahmadiyya Muslim Association in the UK, throughout the country, but especially Northwest. We have many interfaith events where we try and bring the different faith communities and also invite the non-faith communities to our events, because there's commonality between the faiths, and we need to promote these commonalities similarities, and hopefully people can see that, we're all moving towards the same sort of goal, and we're all worshipping the same God, and this is what we strongly believe, that all the different faiths, although practice different religions, the entity, the creator, is still the same for everybody.
Gentlemen, please stay with us. We'll be back with you in a few moments. This half hour, Reverend Stuart Wilde, who's from East Didsbury Methodist Church, and Dr. Imran Khan from the Ahmadiyya Muslim Association. Reverend Stuart Wilde, give me the breakdown of exactly what's happening today for your celebrations.
Well, we're having our morning worship, which is a joint service with our neighbours from Didsbury Methodist Church, and then afterwards we're having a bring and share lunch. If the weather had been kinder, it would have been outside in our grounds, but as it is, it will be inside in one of our halls. We've invited the whole community through personal invitation and through our contacts with the local school. And people have been invited just to bring something to eat, so we'll eat, we'll chat, and I imagine there'll be quite a lot of laughter.
And Dr. Khan, tell me exactly what's happening at your celebrations.
Mike, we're going to start off the afternoon with our afternoon prayers, Zohar and Asr prayers, and then following on from that, we will, again, we were planning a barbecue as well, but again, I don't think that's going to happen today, unfortunately. So we'll move into our main sort of conference hall, and there'll be an exhibition. We will have lunch served to any of our guests. There will hopefully be some nice spicy Asian food, but also some traditional maybe food as well, English food perhaps. We'll then have a tour of our mosque, which will be a guided tour for anybody who wants to have a look. I mean, that's one of the things which you see a lot of is people saying, I've never been into a mosque and I'd like to go and see sometimes. Well, this is your opportunity, We're on Greenhays Lane in Hume. Please come along. It'll be our honour to host everybody.
Gentlemen, you are both from very different faith backgrounds. Should anybody be surprised that you're both celebrating these events in this way? Start off with you, please.
Well, I hope not. I mean, bringing you back to what Dr. Khan said before, which was, I totally agree with. We need to celebrate our similarities and how alike we are rather than dwell on our differences. We both worship God, and we both believe very strongly in community. And that's what we're doing today, both of us rooted in prayer and both rooted in community. So that's great.
Dr. Khan?
Yeah, I think people will be surprised, unfortunately, especially with Islamic communities. But it shouldn't be a surprise, and this is something which we sincerely believe has been lost. The true teachings have been lost, and we're trying to reinvigorate these teachings through practical example. I mean, the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said that the love of your country is part of your faith. And this is something which we're showing people that, we love Britain, we are British, and we're proud to be British. And all Ahmadi Muslims throughout the country, you'll see this in every mosque that the Ahmadi Muslim Association has. Throughout the country, we've got our British flags on the gates, and we're having, these celebrations in every city, well, most cities of the country, that's for sure.
We have only time for one of you. I don't know. I'll toss a coin. Heads, it's you. Tails, it's Dr. Khan. It's you, Reverend Stuart Wilde. If the Queen was listening to this, and she may be up and listening via online, what message would you give to her today?
Try and enjoy the day. Don't work too hard. And just note how respected and loved and prayed for you are.
Gentlemen, can I thank you both very much indeed for taking time to be with us this morning and wish you all the very best with all your celebrations which are going on.
Thanks, Mike. We look forward to seeing you today.
I will try and get there if I can. We'll see.
Okay, great.
Thanks, all the very best.
Thank you.